Hey there, kiddos. Today we're talking about a feature that for whatever fucking reason does not exist on the Nintendo Switch, even though it blows my mind, and that is StreetPass. So StreetPass is an amazing thing where if your 3DS is on and closed and someone else's 3DS is on and closed and you pass each other, you hit the microphone. Then you can connect and play games together. And there's also a cute little thing called Swap Note, and we're not going to talk about that because I know Nintendo wants to forget about it. Recently, it's really hard to play StreetPass because, of course, you need to hope that you're playing your DS and someone else is playing their DS at the same time and you get in a vicinity of each other so they can connect. Pretty difficult. However, if you are a mechanic who fixes up their 3DS, there is a software called NetPass. If your 3DS is homebrewed, I highly recommend checking it out. Essentially what it is it takes your data online and it'll mix it up with other people's datas, and you select a location and it'll pull other people's datas who are in that location right to your 3DS as if you just walked right by them. But I've been playing a lot of StreetPass games, mostly because when I originally had StreetPass, of course it comes with the two, Puzzle Swap and Find Me, but I also bought two other games as well. I bought the Monster Manor, and I bought the Battleground Z when that originally, when they first came out. But I never bought any of the others, and that's mostly because it's a hard thing to warrant. It's like $5 for, because you can only play it if you match with someone. So it's not like you can play it whenever you want. I mean, you can if you use the play coins, but you're still limited in some of the things you can do. So I only bought those two because they caught my interest. I never really gave anything else a chance, but now, since I can StreetPass whoever I want, and I can download whatever game, whatever I want, I thought, hey, what the hell? Let's rank all the StreetPass games. It'll be a fun time for you, me, and Pikachu. This is the second member of the channel. There are 13 games in total, but we're only going to talk about 12, and I'll tell you why we're going to talk about 12. We are not going to count Puzzle Swap. I love Puzzle Swap. I only love it just because they're Nintendo pieces. If it was just a dog animation, I wouldn't care. But the fact that it's like Mario Galaxy and, whoa, look at him, he's somewhat flying. Cool. I love it. Pretty much all of the pieces you can only get through Spot Pass. And of course, Spot Pass isn't available now. And there's no way, I don't think, I can get any of the Spot Pass puzzles. So literally all I could do are the 5 that already come pre-installed, which is Mario and Bowser. What the fuck is that? Okay, let's start off at the bottom. Shit tier. F fucking shit. This is stupid tier. Ninja Launcher. What the fuck is it? Okay, so most of them are pretty clear. One's a fishing minigame. You go fishing. One, you tend gardens, right? Some get even a little more advanced, right? There's a zombie outbreak. Ooh, you're stuck in a haunted mansion. What the fuck is Ninja Launcher? So you're a ninja, but you get shot out of a cannon like Angry Birds, except you don't change your trajectory, you change people's kites? What? So I'll give it credit. Most of these games really only care about what color shirt the Mii is wearing. This one cares about their height. Now the problem with that is most people don't change their height. A lot of them you either see the really tiny ones, just the regular, I didn't change it, or they just made them stupid fucking tall. There's not really a good in-between. So when the whole point is, oh, depending on how high your Mii is how high they're flying the kite. A lot of them are at the exact same level because, oh, they're all just the same. They didn't bother changing it. It's stupid. So there's just an arc. You can hit test as many times as you want until the timer runs out. So you just line up the kites so they go in the path, get the stars, you hit launch. He flies, he attacks. Good job. Coming up at just a little bit above shit tier is Feed Me. Feed Me is a cute concept. It's essentially, and this is something that needs to get a whole section dedicated to itself. So, yes, a lot of these depend on what color shirt your Miis are wearing. So, as you can imagine, there's a rarity chart, right? There are some colors you see a lot more. You will see blues, blacks, reds. You'll see the occasional green, white, pink, right? You'll never see a brown. You'll never see it. You'll see, no, who wears a fucking brown shirt? You don't see light green ever. You don't see light blue ever. You barely get an orange, and occasionally you get a purple, right? But mostly it's just blue, black, white, red. And so, okay, what are the ingredients? Blue is an onion. So the problem I have is that a lot of these dishes, you need certain ingredients, and you only get an ingredient based off the color shirt they're wearing. So one dish that I still have yet to make is a potato gratin. I can't find a fucker with a brown shirt. When it works, I guess. Like, sometimes they're kind of good with like, oh, you got like chicken and you got pork. So we're gonna request you to make chicken and pork. And I'm like, lucky me. I'm actually going to put this one in the same tier as Feed Me, because I'm also not a fan of it. And that is Warrior's Way. This one's developed, and it's the only one developed by Spike Chunsoft. Go back to making Mystery Dungeon and Danganronpa. What the fuck is this? I like the idea. Conquer the world, right? It's rock, paper, scissors, which is stupid. But I'll tell you my biggest gripe. So, the problem that I have is, the whole point is you meet people, and depending on how many people are in their plaza, is how many people you get in your army. Okay, cool, makes sense. Except, if these losers also have Warrior's Way downloaded, they are their own, like, warrior, I guess, king, monarch. And so they'll come with their armies, and so you can either say hello, or you can battle them. Except a lot of these fuckers hack their 3DS, I mean, duh, how else do you get in the street passes? So you'll see like 9,999,000, and it's like, well, I'm not winning that battle, so you just greet them, and they're like, see ya! So it's like, cool, what a waste of a fucking matchup. And then you have the ones where they just started playing the game, and they have like 200 people in their army. There's no simulation. Why is there not a fucking sim button? So you hit attack, and it already says, oh, you'll win with all your troops anyway. Well, then why even bother? Why do I have to go through and hit attack? Send out the archers. Send out the horses. Why beat the army of 4 people? Whoa. I don't know, it kind of sucks. I would say those 3 right there. Warrior Way, Ninja Launcher, and Feed Me. Those are like just the bottom. Now we're gonna get up to the I like the game, but they could have went a little bit further with it tier. So we're gonna start off with Trek Me, or Me Trek, the walking one. So what's stupid about this one, and it's really weird, is I can't imagine playing this where I'm not hacking my DS to get street passes, because odds are I connect with someone, they have 500 steps, which is like, and I don't go anywhere. And so I'm like, what's the point? What's the point of playing this? However, you hack it, and so then sometimes you get the gold, people wearing the gold pants, and so they give you like 30,000 steps, and that's how I'm actually able to play the game, right? So you just kind of go around the stupid little map, you find the artifacts, and that's it. I wish there was more. There are things you can take pictures of, there are beasts you hit with a dart, and that's it. I got to the desert area so far. I beat the jungle. I got to the desert. Now there's a tornado, and they won't show me what path I took on the map. So that's stupid. And okay, next one is, and it's only just because it's short, and rightfully so, because there's a lot to it, is the Me Force. It's a fun one. It really is. But the only problem I have is that there's like 12 levels. So I get the whole point is, however many Miis you street passed with is going to be how many lives you have, but the problem that I have is normally I always street pass with like 10, sometimes like 6, 7, or 8, and so I can easily beat these levels. I'll get hit like maybe twice per level, so I never have a problem with it. I get it if you only street pass one person, it might be tough to get through the level, but when I got my army, I haven't gotten a single game over. So I beat it pretty easily, and now the game's done. Yeah, you can go back and like get all the gems or whatever, but once you beat it, you know, it goes in the game vault, and that's my thing. Sure, I would have liked more levels, but again, this one's super like for the levels that are there, they're really fun. So it's really tough to rate this because I had the most fun playing it, but I haven't played this one in the longest time because it's the very first one I beat because it's very short. Okay, now we're going up a tier. So if we're giving these things letters, there's F, which is just Ninja Launcher. Then there's like D, C, and now we're at the Bs, the big boys. Well, big boys are kind of, you know, A and S, but just the Bs. Let's start things off with the stock market one, Market Watchers. This one is cute, right? It's cute. It's kind of like a short, you check to see what the stocks are, you buy low, you sell high. It's cute, it's fine, I don't have a problem with it. The thing that I just found out, actually, and I don't know if this was explained beforehand, but I didn't know this. I just found out you can buy really low and not sell them. So, like, sometimes I would see one where, like, it would just start up high and go really low, and I'd be like, well, why would I even bother with that? Well, if you buy them really low, then yeah, you'll be at a loss for the day, but maybe the next day, that same stock's gonna go really high, and you don't even have to sell them, you just hold on to it, and you're given, you know, the market value. All right, right next to it, Find Me. Yeah, I gotta put it kind of right there, Find Me. And that's only because, like, yes, it was the very first one, that in Puzzle Swap. It's free, so you gotta give it points for that. But other than that, it's just so whatever. It's so whatever. Like, you come up to a ghost, you attack it, it's great. And then you get to the knights, and the knights are just a waste of time unless they have, like, a blue shirt so they can use the water spell, because your level 1s, they ain't gonna cut it. And when you're matching with a bunch of randos kind of online with the StreetPass, you're not gonna, like, build up, like, oh, I've met with this person before. Nah, they're all newbies, so it's not even like you get, like, this person's now level 2. They're all level 1. Alright. A's, baby. A tier, okay? Everything else doesn't even matter. Throw it out. You never even have to fucking click on it. All you need are the A tiers and then the 1S tier. That's right. I'm saving one spot just for one game. But right now we got the A tiers. And probably the lowest of the A tier, and I know this is gonna make people be like, what are you talking about? It's Battleground Z. So my thing with Battleground Z is not even, like, the game itself. I think the game's super fleshed out. There's a bunch of different zombies, bunch of different levels, different atmospheres, a lot of weapons. The weapons are the fun thing, right? It uses the hobbies. You can say, like, what your hobby is, and if you like to play video games, then you're given a Wii remote. And if you like to go shopping, you get to smack a bitch with the fucking DSW bag. But my problem that I have is at the very end, they show you your rewards. And I can never fucking get them, and it fucking irks me. They'll say, defeat a rare zombie. I have yet to fucking find a rare zombie, and I beat the game. A lot of them are like, oh, don't let a weapon break. I'm pretty good with not letting my weapons break, but that's like the only one I'll get. A lot of them are also like, oh, beat it within the time limit. Yeah, sometimes I'll get that. But most of the other ones, like, I'm just not getting. Like, am I bad at the game? No, because then they show you the leaderboard right after, and I'm normally, like, within the top 5, maybe in the 6th slot. But, like, what the fuck's a rare zombie? I like the fishing game. I despise the fishing game. So, like, the whole point of this one is depending on your me color shirt is what type of bait you get. And, of course, some fish will only respond to some bait. So, you have to make sure that you throw the right bait and hope that the right fish catches it. There are so many fucking times where a fish will only take, we'll just say, the purple starfish. And you'll only have 2 of them, and you just are like, okay, I just need at least one of them to be the new fish. And you do it, and it's not. And you do it again, and it's not. And you're just like, great. It's a fun time when it works. And I know, like, that's kind of like part of the game, right? It's like actual fishing. You can't always get what you want. But sometimes it does get frustrating whenever I have a pond of 5 fish, and there's only one that I've already caught. And so you already fucking know I'm gonna end the day with still that same one fucking fish that I catch over and over and over and over and over and over again. Fun. So, like, currently on my computer right now, I'm, like, looking at a list of all the StreetPass games, and the list is actually some losers tier list that they made. Yep, there went the screen. And this fucker put the slot car one in D tier? What is wrong with you? I bet you suck at it. The slot car race is so much fun. I love doing it, and I think I love it so much just because of, like, the different cars, the different customizations with the cars, different tracks. I just love playing it. Like I said, for the MeForce one, I don't care about the diamonds. For Battleground Z, I don't care about the awards. But for this one, your reward for getting like all the achievements in a track is you unlock a bonus track. So I'm like, okay, you bet I'm gonna go back and make sure I finish within 45 seconds or I crash less than 3 times. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Fun. All right, we are left with 2 games left. I'm gonna tell you what those 2 games are. There's Monster Manor. What's the other one? And then there's Flower Town. We're putting one right in that middle spot, right between A and S, and then one is S tier. And the one that is A and S is Flower Town, and I'm gonna tell you why. The concept of, okay, your Miis come and they water their plants, and they grow, you gotta grow the flowers, right? It sounds boring, but fuck am I addicted to it. I think it's just the fact that you can choose what pot it goes in. You can make your own garden. You can decorate your own garden. And each flower that you bloom has its own color wheel. So not only are you trying to collect a new breed of flowers, you also want new colors of already existing flowers. And so the whole time I'm just like, there's a lot to this game, and it just surprises me how much there is. My garden looks beautiful. It looks stunning. So then, of course, that leads us to the best fucking game, and there's no debate. It's Monster Manor. It is Monster fucking Manor. So let's just talk about practicality for a second. There's a lot of times in these StreetPass games where you just get things that are worthless. For example, in the fishing, you can only select a certain pond, right? And of course, you're gonna go to a pond where you still have to, like, meet your challenge fish. So if that challenge fish only takes a yellow, a light green, and a blue, and you show up with a yellow and 7 reds, the reds are pointless. If you're trying to catch that fish, they're just completely pointless. And that, like, same thing with feed me, right? If you have to make dumplings and all you're given are onions, then that's not gonna do anything for you. I was at that stupid fucking part for the longest time in Find Me, where they enter the dark room and you need someone wearing a white shirt. And for the longest time, I would just get 10 people and none of them would be wearing a white shirt. And so what would happen? They just leave and it's just a waste, right? Monster Manor, everything can progress the game, and I love that. So the whole gimmick is you get little Tetris pieces, and they're colored based off of what color shirt they're wearing, right? But if you line up the same colors, then you're given more treasure chests, and those treasure chests can give you gems and better weapons and better badges, right? However, if they don't match up with the color, you have to go through a door and risk running into a monster. Ooh. And it's just a blast. It's just a blast. It's one of the only games where I will get to floor 10 and I'll get someone wearing an orange shirt and I'll say, oh, wait a minute, I can use this back in floor 3 and I can connect this, and now there's treasure chests. And I feel okay about not progressing every single time, not always going to the next floor, because I want to see how much I can just obtain in the previous floors. It's so much fun. I look forward to playing this one all the time. Okay, well, that brings me to the end of my StreetPass ranking. Of course, the real number 1 is the birthday app, but, you know, you already knew that, so thanks for watching.